And when you talk about standing strong, there's no one who exemplifies strength and courage quite the way this woman that you're about to meet does. She barely stands 5 feet tall, but she managed to keep a protest peaceful with just her presence. Stephanie Brody is a teacher, a lifelong Detroiter, and someone who cares deeply about her community, the epitome of the spirit of Detroit.
I was watching TV.
And what happened?
I wanted to be nosy.
She speaks somewhat nonchalantly about what she did on July 10th, but it didn't go unnoticed by people watching.
This continues to be a very intense protest.
The shooting death of a 20-year-old man by Detroit police sparked outrage in the community.
A lot of the officers have moved back.
Protesters marched down 7 Mile to the 12th precinct. And there, in a teal-colored shirt, in the middle of it all, was Stephanie Brody, urging calm.
Who were between the police and the protesters. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Are you serious? Do you see what's behind me? And that's my uncle used to work at that precinct. So all I can think is, are you guys serious? Do you really want this? And that's what I said to him. Do you really want this?
We saw you doing a lot of this.
That's me. That's me.
You took control of
when
the situation.
When I'm in the classroom, I do the same thing. If I do this or whatever, or they cut it. So I'm looking at these folks and I'm looking at what's behind me and I'm like, are you serious? Do you really want this? Apparently it was enough for them to think about it and go, oh, we might not really want this. I'm like, put this energy behind some education. How about that? How about teach the kids how to read and write, not pull out pistols for no reason?
I know we're in a very difficult time, not just here but across this country.
How do you think the police chief handled the situation?
I love it. He handled it. He put that video out real quick. If nothing else, that's what I'm saying. We need to look at ourselves and we need to look at the kids we're raising up.
Have you been proud of the way Detroit has,
Definitely,
handled this racial tension in terms of the way we've been protesting here in the city?
Oh, well, definitely.
Definitely. In what way? Because
I like the way, like you said, when Craig put that video out nice and quick, that squashed a whole lot. He didn't have to do that, but he did that to keep down the tensions. And my thing is, Detroit, we don't have that kind of problem. We have folks coming in who wanted to stir things up, but I think overall, we've been doing a pretty good job because Detroit could have been on fire. And I know the world has been waiting on Detroit to be on fire, and we didn't. And I don't think we're going to. I really don't think we're going to, and I like that.
Why do you think we're not going to?
Because I think we have enough sense not to. We've been there, done that. Been there, done that.
You're talking about the riots in the
Right,
60s.
been there, done that. I mean, the young folks, they don't know that. I got that. They don't know that. But the older folks, we've been there, done that.
Tell me about your pride for this city. You've lived in this city all your life. And
All my life.
I know you said you didn't have the necessarily intention of
Right.
doing what you did, but you cared enough to go see about it. A lot of people would have saw that and said, I'm gonna stay as far away as possible. But you cared enough to get up to go see about it.
Because I've been seeing the protest, and I've heard some of the comments, and some of the people that they have been interviewing. But my thing is, still, what are you protesting about? What are you mad about? And that's still my question. What are you mad about? Or are we just protesting to be on TV? So if you're going to protest and you're worried about the police, I'm worried about the folks around me. Are they going to shoot my child? But we okay with that. That's what I'm saying. We okay with that. But don't let a cop shoot us.
So you're saying the protesters,
We need to come together.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
address some of the problems in our own neighborhood.
in our own neighborhood. Why can your child not read or write? You okay with that?
There are a lot of people that want to say thank you to you because
I say leave me alone, actually.
if you weren't there and
Oh, no. If I wasn't there, your neighborhood might be a little upset right now. And all I could think was, oh, Lord, once they finish with the police station, they're going to go across the street. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
you had to do something. That's who you are. Just admit it. That's who you are.
That's who I am,
That's who you are.
and that's what I did.
And as you can see, she has an incredible spirit, and she's not someone who really enjoys being in the spotlight at all, but she does do a lot to give back to the community. She teaches robotics and other STEM-based programs to children in Detroit.